Hello, welcome to health episode number 1. I'm Acasia Dolphin, certified health coach and your health developer. Each day for the next 30 days, or rather 29 days, I will be uploading videos. I'll be making videos. I'm constantly making videos now. Got all this content that I want to get out to you guys that I think is really going to give you a boost, inspiration, simple little tricks and tips that I don't think a lot of people have heard a lot of these things or in this context or in such plain terms down to what that actually looks like. So there's lots of curated information. This is only episode number 1. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, each of these days, we're going to be putting in a little stone of health in activities that you already do in your routine, in your regular daily life. So please subscribe, and share. Also, comment below with where you're watching this from. I'd love to know where this video makes it to. All right. So today's episode is a Who Am I episode. I really wanted to share with you guys a little bit more of my background. And there's a whole lot more. I'm going to kind of give you guys like the Cliff's Notes of stuff. I'll give you some juicy details on some things where it's pertinent, where it matters, where you guys can relate to, your own personal health journey. But yeah, I was just putting all this stuff together and kind of making last minute calls on what to include and what not. And I didn't want to make this video like super long. So anywho, without further ado, covered everything I want to cover. Yes. Oh, and if you are interested in a complimentary health strategy session where we can work out a blueprint specifically just for you in what exactly you're looking for in your health journey, or maybe you've just had a diagnosis from, sorry, somebody is calling. Anyways, maybe you just found out that you have gestational diabetes, and that when you're pregnant and you have diabetes. Maybe you just found out that you're pre-diabetic. Maybe you are concerned about your heart. Maybe there's some little things that have little lines in your vision, moodiness. Maybe you're experiencing the change of menopause or premenopause, going through the change of that. And then just like being totally off of your monthly cycle as a woman, that really screws up everything. Your hormones are responsible for everything. They tell your body if it's hungry, if it's thirsty, if it needs to store fat, if it needs to use the fat, everything. So hormones are super important. Sorry, I'm getting a text. Anyway, so I've been a certified health coach since for about 2 years now. I've had my own practice for about 2 years. Started off really slow. I did a lot of practice clients. I coached for free a lot. I did a lot of events. This is obviously all pre-COVID time. I got out there and I did a lot of stuff, and I actually was on a project, and I was a part of a resilient women's project. See that? So I have a chapter in the book here. I'll show you guys. It's really super easy to find. So it's kind of cool. Look, it's me. I do have digital copies of this if you guys are interested. I'm just selling those for a couple bucks, and you can email me for that. So I'm kind of rambling, but if you want to know any information about the free sessions, make sure this is in view here so you guys can see that. It's how you get a hold of me. Go ahead and email me there, LittleStoneHealth@gmail.com. And we can schedule a time to talk, and you can get a move on. with this year, 2021, it's time. It's time. Your health is public health. Remember I said that. Your health is public health. I need you to be healthy so that I can go out and still be healthy, not bring anything home to my family, my loved ones. So for the past 2 years, I've ran my private practice. I've changed a bunch of niches. I've done all kinds of things, had a lot of fun, met a lot of great people. And before that, I was a preschool teacher for 10 years. So I've always been interested in human before. I've always been interested in human behavior, just studying it and just seeing how just the different things affect people. And it all stems down to health, little routines. Health is a behavior. And that's why this took over my passion, because I've really, I forgot about the microphone. Sorry about that. With the preschool students is like, we had this, the lady I worked for, we had this little picture on the wall, and it was a picture of a sunshine. It was just a drawing, and it said miracles happen every day. And seriously, in that classroom, kids grew in such amazing levels. And what we did in preschool is work on mindset. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So anyways, health is a behavior. I'm here to help and inspire you to take action on providing energy to evolve your health. And like I said, your health is public health now more than ever, right? And beauty, even if you're looking for just beauty, even if it's something where, you know, if for you feel like you'd be more beautiful if you were healthy, or you feel like it would help clear up your face, or if you feel like it would help you get more fit or just feel more energized to do the things that you know make you look beautiful or feel beautiful. Because if you feel beautiful on the inside, you'll look beautiful. You know, so beauty inside and out really comes from health. Okay, I want you to do an exercise with me. I want you to take like 3 deep breaths, just breathing in through your nose to the count of like 4, holding for maybe count of 2, and letting out for 6. So keep that cycle going. I want you to take a moment. Go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to picture yourself at a park. It's a beautiful sunny day. There's a pond in the park. It's a small pond, but it's flat. It's perfectly calm. There's no wind. And you can see right through to the bottom of the pond. You can see the muddy bottom. And I want you to picture yourself picking a stone. There's lots of stones by the side, the shore side of the pond, around the pond. I want you to pick up a stone. Pick a stone and throw it into the water. Okay, think about it. Okay, now what happens? Was it a big stone? Did you pick a tiny stone or a big stone? And then after you threw the stone in, how long did it take for the pond to smooth back out? And how did you aid it in smoothing? How did you help the pond smooth? Okay, you can open your eyes now. Just think about those questions. Really simple. Now, I'm sure you realized in this little exercise here that whether you threw a big pond or a small pond, a big rock or a small rock or stone into the pond, it caused a splash, right? And if it was a small stone, it wouldn't have caused a very big splash, but there still would have been a ripple effect. And then, it'll disrupt the flow, the environment of the pond. Might kick up a little bit of mud, especially if you threw a big rock. And what did you do to make the water smooth back out? You didn't do anything. You just sat there and waited. So, that little stone, it represents, if you throw a little stone, the ripple still will reach always out. It just keeps going and going. And it causes less disruption in the mud and the whole environment of the pond, right? Because when you throw a big stone in there and it kicks up a lot of mud, then you got to wait for the mud to settle again and the top of the pond to get smooth again. And you can't do anything about that. It's just kind of like when you change something, try waking up earlier, 30 minutes earlier each day. You'll feel that resistance. You'll feel that resistance. That is the pond getting muddy until you get used to it. And then boom, you might start waking up 30 minutes early on your own without your alarm clock after consistently doing that and creating a routine and a habit of it, a behavior, right? So let's just to get a visual on slowing down and making the connection. We don't have to throw a big ass stone in the pond to get the result. We don't have to join a gym and work out 7 days a week for the next 6 months. You are going to burn out. You're going to, it's going to end up backfiring on you. And it's going to be so unpleasant. You can't force yourself to do these huge lifestyle changes. You can't, if you smoke cigarettes, you can't just say, I'm going to smoke, or I'm going to quit smoking tomorrow. And that's it. And you've been smoking for 10 years. How well do you think that's going to go? If you just decide on a whim, you don't come up with a plan. Why don't you say, I'm not going to smoke on my lunch breaks or something? Or I'm not going to have dessert during the week, right? If it's food and not cigarettes or anything like that, I'm only going to have dessert on Friday, or I'm only going to have dessert on Saturday. That means the rest of the week, I'm not going to have dessert, but I get to have dessert. You can't just be like, I'm never going to eat dessert again until I lose this weight. That's not going to work. That's like punishing yourself for something that you don't know how to do, you are not in tune with. So it's about being compassionate on yourself. Consider this. The smallest stone still has a big ripple effect. And this, I learned this from my personal journey. That's how I got into health coaching. In 2014, me and my husband wanted to try for a boy. I have 2 girls and I wanted a little boy. So we did it. Ha! And we had a boy, luckily. But a couple weeks in, like about 10 weeks into the pregnancy, I found out I had gestational diabetes. I was like, I was like 1 point into the margin of gestational diabetes, right? It was a hospital blood test. So it was accurate. Yeah, this shook me. At first, I denied it. I was like, no, I don't have gestational diabetes. I was like, their test is wrong. There's no way. And then my doctor was like, we can't see you unless you start the gestational diabetes educational classes with Sutter Hospital or with a hospital, whatever. Sorry, I don't know. But, and, the doctor, she was really cute. She was like, oh yeah, we'll have to send you hate mail and everything. And she was just joking, but it was like, it's seriously like that. Like you have to participate. And then I go in, you have to go once a month. I was working at the time, budget cuts. There was only Tuesday or Thursday at 1 o'clock available. And I worked as a preschool teacher until 2:30, 5 days a week. So I was like, what the heck? Like, so I had to cut hours in order to make it to these classes in order to pay for my prenatal care. So it was so stressful. And then I had to be on a diet. And this is the mother of all diets. Let me tell you, there is no cheating. You know, the finger prick in your blood, it doesn't lie. And on top of that, it's like if you're just like, oh, well, I can't do anything about my numbers, whatever, like you and your baby's health will suffer for the rest of your guys' life. So this is the first time when it's not just you and your body that you have to worry about, like as a woman, right? It's like I had to figure out how the heck I thought I was a healthy person. I thought that I've always been pretty slim. I've always been athletic. I've always worked out. I've always ate pretty healthy, so I thought. But once I started getting into this education, actually measuring out portions, testing my blood, having to track my food, figure out how it affects me. And the thing with gestational diabetes, it's no judgment on that. It's a total hormonal freakout. You know, but part of it is from small changes that I could have made earlier on before I got pregnant or earlier on in life and had that as a routine, like staying hydrated regular. That's a big one. And getting enough protein. It's crazy. And enough fats. Like it's crazy. It helps your blood sugar. Your blood sugar is like super important, whether you're a diabetic or not. This is why we're having so many diabetes cases globally. So it robbed me of my confidence and my certainty of myself. Like I really thought I had it together, and obviously, clearly getting gestational diabetes. I was 32, so it's a later in life type of pregnancy. I guess 36 is considered an elderly pregnancy. But after making these few simple changes, after learning all this stuff, my health routine went through the roof. I learned so much. And then I actually studied to become a health coach and went through the program and was like mad balls, like so in love with it and the way that I felt. And I was hooked. Changed my freaking life, you know? Gave me, it developed my confidence, my energy, my endurance, my longevity, or I guess, I don't know, longevity we're seeing as we go here, but endurance for sure. Clarity of thought, like making better decisions. I did not know that your blood sugar actually affects your decision-making process, people. Whatever it has to do with your kids, your money, while you're driving, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, you know, it changed my life because health is the foundational small stone, and it ripples out into the 4 other areas of your life. And I believe the major 5 areas of life that, what do I want to say? It's like they're like departments of life. Health being number 1. And on this one, all of the other ones depend greatly. And comes next, relationships, career, money, your relationship to money, and your connection to your purpose. Or that which is greater. Or, you know, your higher power. Or just a purpose, a higher mission. My purpose in this line of work as a health coach is to help people get healthy. Coaches prevent, doctors treat. And that's also another little disclaimer I want to put in these health episodes is that I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose. Anything that I tell you on here, You must consult your doctor. Like I had a client who was taking blood thinner medication, and I was having them incorporate more vegetables and more leafy greens and things like that. But we had to make sure that we tracked how many servings of greens that my client had and let his doctor know, because he was taking blood thinners, and green leafy vegetables thins your blood too. So both of those would make my client's blood too thin, and it would cause a problem. So it's like, seriously, you don't know how all these things are connected. Just ask your doctor. You can email now. It's so much more simple. There's lots of apps for a lot of medical insurance out there. There's a way to do it. But I always want to advise that. Just a legal disclaimer in there. Any of these things that I suggest on here, any of these things, they're merely meant to give you an idea, to brainstorm. Because what's healthy for me might not be healthy for you. And what's healthy for somebody else might not be healthy for me. So that's a really strong paradigm. We are experiments. Everything that we think is healthy, we can tune in and figure that out for ourselves. How many times have you eaten something and felt sluggish and like, oh, I can't do anything? Well, that means it's not good for you. It's really simple. If you're standing up and your back hurts and your bones are popping and you're aching and well, guess what? You probably need to get moving. You probably need some exercise. That's a sign that you're not healthy. Does it feel good? It doesn't feel good. If you're always tired, if you're always thirsty, these are things you want to pay attention to. How you are in your behaviors. Take time to notice. I had a friend who actually had a calendar in her room, and she actually wrote down her mood for every day on the calendar. Just real quick, just a little snippet. I don't remember if she did it in the morning, how she felt, or in the evening, or just whenever she remembered it. But I thought that was kind of cool, because it's like you get a whole overview, like how many good days did I have and what contributed to that, and you can kind of journal and keep track. You just have to pay attention to the way you're feeling, guys. Feeling is like huge. We don't tap into that. We're taught to, be logical and stay in reality. Well, your feelings are your reality. They create your reality. One person, what was it? Who was telling this story? I think it was Gary Vee, but he was talking about this guy who wanted to make a name for himself, and he was distraught. I guess it was his friend, and they were talking, and he was so bummed out. He was so freaking stressed out. He felt like his life was over. And do you know why he felt like his life was over? Because his dad passed away, and it wasn't the death of his father. He expected that. Your parents get old and stuff. But he inherited $10 million from his dad. And he knew, now that he inherited that money, that $10 million from his dad, that nobody was ever going to take him seriously, because they were always going to think that everything that he built was handed to him or he inherited it. And that plagued him. So you could be the richest person in the world and still have a sense of just a horrible feeling. If you do something and it makes you feel good, do more of that. Okay? I know, it's kind of crazy though, right? You're thinking, he's sad because he got $10 million. Like, I would not be sad if I got $10 million. I would not know. But it's crazy. It's like that. It's like that. It's so totally like that. We all have the imposter syndrome. We all think, who the heck do we think we are? But the reality is we're all human, whether we're rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy, we all have the same feelings. And we know what we need to do. Like I said before, we know what we need to do. Most of the time we do. But we pick it apart. A lot of times we have a hard time drinking water. That's a common thing. Well, I don't like water. What do you mean you don't like water? Well, you got to find a way to like it. You got to figure it out, make a game out of it, because it's going to make you feel amazing. It's going to help you make good decisions for your life. Anyways, I'm preaching now at this point. So yes, I did it. And this is health episode number 1. Stay tuned for health episode number 2, where we will talk about, oh yes, this is very, very important. Curiosity versus judgment. Health episode number 2 is going to be about curiosity versus judgment. Oh, sorry, I keep knocking that thing. And this is super important, guys, super important, especially when it comes to yourself. When you are working on something new, you have to have a lot of compassion. And if you are judging yourself, I don't know where you're going to get the compassion from. So I want to give you a few tips about that. I want to explain like the philosophy behind coming at things with curiosity versus judgment. And yeah, I was just, you know what? I had a quote that I wanted to read out of here. It's called The Big Leap. Hold on. I was reading. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So, and this goes along with it, for next week. Excuse me, sorry, my nose itched. Curiosity versus judgment. By extending your ability to feel positive feelings, you expand your tolerance for things going well in your life. That is by, what's his name? Yeah, Gay Hendricks on the bottom there. You see that? And it's called The Big Leap. This is an excellent book. I highly, highly encourage you guys to read this for any big step that you want to take in your life. Or if it seems like a small step, but yet you're making a freaking big deal about it. This will help you. But yeah, that just, by extending your ability to feel positive feelings, you expand your tolerance for things going well in your life. And doesn't that sound funny? Tolerance for things going well in your life. We're used to not being healthy, not getting the results that we want. We're used to that. And once you get used to that, it becomes a limitation. But why do they call it a glass ceiling? Because it can be broken. So expand your tolerance for things going well in your life. Positive feelings. Go for the things that make you feel positive, that energize you. If it makes you feel good, you're going to get energy from it. It'll be a source of fuel. All right, I'm done. You guys have a fabulous night. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. And don't forget to shoot me an email if you'd like to schedule a time. Go ahead and screenshot that. Health developer, Acasia Dolphin. LittleStoneHealth@gmail.com. Look forward to speaking with you. Ooh, sorry it took so long. But yeah. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.